Good morning. Welcome back to the Traders Network Club YouTube channel, The Showdown. Today, every Friday, we post a showdown, and I got guest FxBigDog here with me, and we're going to do some live trading. We got 5 pairs that we're going to jump in, do some analysis, and some live trades today. So, if you guys are ready, we're going to start right after this. All right.
Alrighty. Good morning, Cameron. How are you doing?
Doing great. And you?
Doing as well as we can in this confused and crazy market we trade. Traders, we're going to go ahead and take a look and see what happened this week. Let's go ahead and have a conversation as to what went down this week. So, starting this week, we had 3 main announcements coming out this week. We had the official cash rate out in New Zealand. They decided to keep the rates unchanged at 0.5%, which was great. With that, we're expecting the market to actually see a downside move on the New Zealand dollar itself. It didn't quite happen. All right, we actually saw the market moving up, moving slightly bullish. Then we had on Wednesday, we had the CPI numbers coming out in the US. The number was forecast to come out at 3.1%. And to be honest with you, I expected the number to be slightly higher. I didn't think they were going to drop from 4% down to 3.1%. In fact, if I saw a number come out lower, I would think that someone would be fired because that number cannot be right. But what happened was we did get a 3.0 number come out for the year-on-year inflation. Wow. Well, that's exactly how the market reacted. A wow. So when the market did this, we saw a lot of money flowing out of the US dollar, and therefore we saw a big dump in the dollar, and money flowed into Swiss franc. Swiss franc got extremely boosted this week with the inflation numbers coming out. Now, you'd think that with the Canadian dollar coming out, or the CAD central bank coming out with a rate hike, pushing their rates up to 25 basis point, you'd think that would support the Canadian dollar a little bit and actually see a little bit of a rally. Because anytime the market sees a rate hike, that currency pair actually moves up. Didn't quite happen. We saw the Aussie CAD rallying against the Canadian, or at least the Aussie rallying against the Canadian. We saw the New Zealand dollar rallying against the Canadian, and we saw the CAD dipping against the Swiss. So it didn't really give us the support that we want. But now, could that just be a knee-jerk reaction? Could it be just a move in the market, or is it setting up with a technical setup? Now, traders, we did have a lot of people inside actually the Traders Network Club Discord chatting about hedging. Big dog, let's go ahead and hedge. Let's find a hedge strategy. Well, just so that you know, we actually do have a hedge strategy with regards to our trade ideas. Go check out the website, Traders Network Club, and you'll see inside the professional membership, there's a bunch of trade ideas, and there we have a hedge program. But this is the thing. Hedging your positions, and some of you might have that opportunity where you can hedge because you're hedge on the same trading account because you're based out in the UK or somewhere outside the US, and you got hedging available. But hedging is not available to all people, especially here in the US. So our hedge program actually allows you to have 2 trading accounts, one with a bias to buy and one with a bias to sell. And we've done it that reason because of the hedging rule here in the US. All right. But if you've got, of course, a broker that you can do hedging, then you can have everything set up on one account. You don't have to have 2 accounts set up. But this is the thing. If we look at hedging is not just, well, let's go ahead and hedge because the market has gone against us. Hedging is a strategically thought out process, all right? And so what you have to realize is that if you start hedging, specifically in the most common place for people to hedge is basically where their stop's going to be. So as an example, the market's trending in an uptrend, And maybe what I should do here is just pull up a blank screen right here and just show everyone exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and throw up my chart here and give you guys a little bit of a inside look as to what I'm looking at right here. All right, so let's pop this baby up here and take a look right here. So this is the deal. When traders are looking to buy the market, all right, and the market dips, they go ahead and buy, and then want to place a stop loss down here. What ends up happening is when the market doesn't go to their target and goes against them, they thinking instead of putting a stop loss right here, they thinking, let's hedge it. In fact, instead of if they are placing multiple positions where it takes out a certain level that they believe the market's going to continue to move down, they're thinking that this would be a good place to go hedge. The problem here is if you haven't thought out exactly what the market's doing and understand exactly how the structure's set in the long term, what you could end up doing is actually getting into a sell position here just when the market's about to U-turn and go back up long term. And so what happens right here, traders, is if you don't think through this process very carefully and understand exactly how to be able to and when to strategically hedge, you could be trying to solve one problem and creating another problem. And that problem could be even bigger than the one you were in before. So this is the thing. When people start looking to hedge their position, in most cases, when they're trying to hedge their position, what's end up happening is they're getting into a panic position. They're starting to panic. They're starting to feel less confident about their position and thinking that their hedging would be a better option. Hedging would be, well, the answer to that is no, hedging is not always the best option. But if hedging is part of your strategy and you've got it properly thought out, and what you're doing is, and there's two ways to actually hedge. And I'm going to give a little bit more details before we jump into live trades today. And I'm using this because I know this is a conversation that's come up quite a few times in multiple trading rooms about hedging. And you're in my strategy, I love cost averaging because it allows us to be able to be wrong but still right. Because all we got to do is make sure that we manage our risk properly and ride whatever wave the market's in, ride it out. And if the market is reversing the trend, we have the opportunity to be able to get in on the opposite direction. But this is the thing. Here is two ways of hedging, right? Two ways of hedging is when the market's creating swings and you're trading these upswings and you decide at support here, you want to go ahead and buy, you can go ahead and say, well, if the market's going to take out this low right here, we should be hedging. Well, no. When the market does this, when the market goes down and breaks out this low, what you should be doing is looking at your AB swings moving south now, identify where the market's going to turn, wait for it to come back up again, and at that point, if this is just a short-term move, and again, you have to realize it, if this is just a short-term move, maybe down to what we call a fifth wave retracement move before price starts working up long-term, then here would be a hedge position only to take you down here, and then at that point, go back into some buy positions so you add on to the buy position. That is one way to look at it. The other way to look at hedging is to simply go ahead and say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have either 1, 2 accounts if you're in the US or just one account. And if you're following, let's say, for instance, the Canadian Swiss pair, then what you would be doing is on this account, you would be looking to buy everything that shows bullish. Now, remember, if we're trading short term, that means that the market can show short-term rallies, then short-term dips, short-term rallies, short-term dips. So which means that you could get different trends multiple times in the week that you can actually trade long and also trade short. And so what you would do is, and that's what we do, is that we would be picking up all the buy signals. And let's say, just for argument's sake, that we'll end up picking up a buy position right here. And we've got multiple buys, but the market's in a short-term downtrend. Then, because we're holding these buy positions, it would make sense for us, if we get any bearish signal going down, to pick up some short-term opportunities, short-term sells on that downside move, until a point where the market starts going back up again, and then this buy that we're holding ends up profiting on the long side. And so again, there are two ways to hedge the market, but it has to be properly thought out. It's not just a case of, well, let me just go ahead and get into the market just because I'm now in a panic situation and the market has now turned against me, so we got to go ahead and get into the trade. And so this week has been that sort of week, right, where the market's been slightly choppy in the beginning, but then being extremely bearish or bullish in a direction based on the news that came out today. The question, and that's what we're going to cover today, is this the trend for a long time, or is this going to be a corrective move in a bigger structure? And is the market going to give us another opportunity to be able to look for something different? Well, traders, we're going to jump into that right away. First, before we do that, Cameron, I'd like to go ahead and just thank our sponsor, ACAP, for sponsoring this video, this show. And we want to go ahead and show a little bit of appreciation. If you guys are looking for a trading account, you're looking to go ahead and get connected with a good broker, check out our link below, or check out our website. We do have recommended brokers there. But this video is about ACAP. Let's go ahead and check it out, Cameron. Roll the tape. Alrighty, traders, well, let's go ahead and dive into some trading opportunities this morning. And I'm going to give Cameron the first opportunity to go ahead and jump into a trade. Cameron, you want to go ahead and fire away, my friend. Knock it out of the park.
All right, sounds good. Let's take a look here at these pairs here and which one I want to trade. Let's take a look at the US dollar CAD. Okay, we're getting some nice bullish. Looks like we're getting a little correction on the US dollar CAD. How far are we correcting to? There's some liquidation here in this consolidation zone here. The euro's kind of sitting here at support.
Ooh, we got a big move on the euro and the dollar. A big move on the euro and dollar right now. And it's just come out in the last, and we did have data that was reported this morning. If you haven't noticed, traders, we got out this morning confidence, consumer confidence, and booyah, 72.6, and it was 65.5 was the forecast. So better expected numbers coming out. The actual number came out a lot stronger. So we've seen some big move out in the dollar this morning, which means that if we're getting some strong move in the dollar, that means that whatever happened in the stock market, and by the way, we did open higher in the stock market, looks like we might see a downside move in the stock market with some bullish sentiment in the dollar. So we'll probably see a gap fill or fill the gap move in today's trading. All right, sorry, Karen, jump in. I just jumped in there.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, obviously we got this little sudden movement right now, and it's making me kind of indecisive here.
Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it.
Um, I've been looking at the CAD Swiss here, showing some key divergence here. We got some correction here on the 50-minute time frame. You can see prices already kind of breaking through these highs. Price retesting here. It looks like we're starting to see some more correction here on the CAD Swiss. Mm,
What pair are you looking at?
that's the CAD Swiss there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're just throwing out a couple of setups right here.
Yeah, I'm taking a look. If you have a setup that you like that you want to get in right now, you can go ahead and jump in. If you want to go first.
Ah, I like this. I like this. Man is a little afraid to pull the trigger this morning. All right. Well, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and jump in here, Cameron, because I like to see things moving. I like to see them moving. I like. No, all right. Sorry, that was actually my favorite. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so we did get some. This is the deal right here. If you look at the euro, I'm looking at the euro US dollar right here, Cameron, and I'm looking at the market right here, tied up here, right here at the 1.618. So actually, I'm expecting the euro to sell off. We've seen the overbought condition, probably going to move down. Remember, this is a 1 hour time frame. I'm going to suspect that we're going to see a continuation of a dip in the euro as it goes into retracement. And we're probably going to come back to retest these highs right here, which are down there about 1100. So I'm going to go ahead and say sell euro USD. Sell euro USD right now. And again, if the market does go up a little higher, I cannot see it going up any much higher. I think we're going to get a downside move. Now, I want to go ahead and point out, traders, that next week, Monday, we have the general election out in Spain. It's taking place on Sunday. There's going to be some volatility, all right? But then, of course, Monday, going into the early morning, we have flash manufacturing as well. And so that's going to pop out. So we're going to get some quite a bit of volatility taking place between now and, of course, Monday morning. So we're chasing off to 20 pips. And I think that with that volatility, even if it picks us with multiple entries, we should be able to get out and close out with at least our 20 pip net profit. So selling right now on the euro US dollar, I think we're going to be fine. Cameron, go ahead and pull the trigger right there. I don't know if you've done it already. I haven't seen something pop up on my screen. And by the way, traders, I'm checking up on my on Telegram right now to see if Cameron goes ahead and pulls that trigger, because as soon as he goes ahead and puts the trade in, bam, just happened right now. We got 12.18. So we entered a sell at 12.18. There it is, 12.18. If you want to get this Telegram signal or Telegram trade idea, remember, traders, go ahead and check out the description down below. In the description in this video, you will be able to get that link to the Telegram channel, and you'll be able to follow along and watch exactly how we play out this trade. And again, traders, remember, small disclaimer, everything we're doing here in this video is all for educational purposes only. It's not telling you what you should be doing, but just letting you know how we place in our trades. And we want to make sure that it's verified, because this is a live trading account. This is not a demo. It is a live trading account, and we want to make sure that you guys get total transparency as to how we're doing each and every week. So, good. Cameron.
All right. Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and hedge against you with the US dollar CAD. I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go with the buy here on the US dollar CAD.
Sweet.
Obviously, we're seeing this correction move here. Um, Price broke these highs. Sorry, right here broke these highs here on the 15-minute time frame, and we got a nice retracement back into this consolidation zone. And now we're getting a nice little push here. So probably gonna see some retest here at this consolidation zone, but I'm expecting price to at least consolidate here and then continue to work its way up here at resistance here. So I think we're gonna get some movement to the upside here on the US dollar as well. I'm gonna go ahead and go long on the US dollar CAD.
I think you're onto something, Cameron. All right. Well, I like that idea because it supports exactly what I've been seeing on the euro. And the fact is, and by the way, traders, Cameron's just gone ahead and used one of our trading tools that we use at Traders Network Club, which allows traders to be able to take our trade ideas and very quickly implement a trade, and the system will go ahead and automatically manage your position for you, so you don't have to sit at the computer and watch it day in, day out. All right. All right. Good stuff, Cameron. So you're in right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next trade opportunity. And just FYI, traders, if we go ahead and take a look at the dollar index, and we look at the dollar index, and we look at the way the dollar's been set up right here, I mean, it's almost like a no-brainer, right? If you look at the dollar, we did see price dropping back down to this level right here, which is our 1.6 rate of this downward move. This is a downward firm. We've got a 1.6 rate, and we're getting the bounce. Now, I'm not saying we're going to see a major upside rally. I would love to see that because we do need to see the market move back, but we are going to see a rally towards resistance again. Now, if you look at the daily time frame, if you pop open the daily time frame, and you look at this big bearish move to the downside right here, this could be extremely overwhelming and extremely tempting to not want to go ahead and buy the dollar. Well, remember, whatever comes down must go up. All right, that's how the laws of gravity work. All right, whatever goes up must come down. Whatever goes down must go up. And I'm talking about gravity in the technical analysis sort of realm. Right, I'm not talking about actually gravity on Earth. But so the thing is right here is the concept is that the market moves in waves, and these waves create these downward moves and upward moves, downward all the time. All right, it's constant through different time frames, different markets. And so what we're expecting now on the dollar is a corrective move, because we've seen some bearish move, a strong bearish move to the downside. And so all we're expecting is the market to reset itself up and go back up to resistance. And that's really what it is. And if it goes and breaks the resistance, we'll then go ahead and look at the alternative move and look for something different. Maybe it's a reversal, maybe it's a deeper correction move, whatever that is. But we'll go ahead and look at it at that point in time. But right now, it's almost safe to say that we are expecting a dollar move. Everything that we've seen this week so far, the move that we've seen in the New Zealand CAD, Aussie CAD, in the CAD Swiss, Euro Swiss, I mean, you name it, across the board. What's really created the movement this week was actually caused by the dollar. And if we can see the dollar recovering in today's trading and actually cover what it did over the last day, then we might end up happening that we might we might start seeing that the information that came out this week was just really just a technical move for it to get to support, and now starting to see that bounce back, and that's what we're seeing right now. So I like that idea. And so with that being said, let me jump into the next currency pair, and I'd like to go ahead and take a look at, Cameron, I think we're still in the CAD Swiss, right? So we can't do anything on the CAD Swiss right now, correct?
Yes.
All right, so we're still in the CAD Swiss from last week. So we're going to keep holding that position and see where it's at. Let's go ahead and take a look at Aussie CAD right here. All right. Now, Aussie CAD also very strong rally up here. We haven't quite seen the market get to that resistance level. I mean, I can go ahead and put some fibs right here and try and find a reason. And there, I've just found it. Nice. They've just found the reason why the market's bouncing. We got a little bit of resistance coming off here. So there's going to be a price rejection, and we're going to see the market come back down to the support here around about 89.48. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and add in a little extra sort of technical analysis on those. I'm going to go down to my 1 hour time frame, and I'm going to look at my 1 hour time frame and look at this swing that we have right here. Here's a swing. Here's a retracement. Then we had another swing. So I can see that you're at 89, 89.83. I can see that there is a 1.618 of the previous swing, and maybe that looks like it's at the right place. Let me double check. It looks like it's a little lower, about 89.81. All right, so there's where we're anticipating the market to move to. Now, we already saw price moving down to, let's see, this low. All right, let's go to the 15 actually. Let's pull up the 15 here. And the reason why I'm pulling up the 15, let me do some housekeeping here, is so that we can identify if we are starting to see some swings. Now, the trend is still holding bullish. As you can see right here, the trend's holding bullish. We had a nice little dip here. But let me just go ahead and look at this right here. This is the first wave down. Price goes down to the 1.618. Now we have the market coming up here to test the previous low. And let's do this. Let's pull up this right here. Here's the previous low right here. And prices come back to retest that, which means that we have a new downward swing right here. And so if I'm expecting price to move down to 80, we said 89, 81, then that would mean that this would be a good sell right here, because my next one, the 1.27 right here is right there at 89, 81. So again, I think that we're going to see a further downside move. So Cameron, I'm going to sell Aussie CAD. I'm going to sell Aussie CAD. My wave structure on my 50-minute time frame is lining up as my fifth wave identifies 89, 81 to be the target. My support level that I'm seeing on that 1.618 on the 1 hour time frame is at the same level at 89, 81. So I'm going to go ahead and say sell, and hopefully we got it before it dropped the. All right, it's at 18. All right, go ahead and let's see. Cam, did you get the sell in?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get the sell in.
Okay. Once again, I'm looking at the Telegram channel, and since Cameron, oh, there it is. We got. I thought we were gonna get a light. We got it 15 right here. We got 90.15. So we missed out a little bit of 3 pips on that, but that's okay. We're looking at a big target to the downside. This means that traders, all we're really looking for on this trade is price to come retest the low that we did this morning. So this low of this morning at around about 89.93, we just have to hit that, and we're out with profits. All right, and I think we've got enough momentum to get down to that level. I think we got a nice sort of directional bias to the downside. So, all right, Cam, that is my setup right here.
Yeah. Okay.
You're up.
Yeah, I was looking at the Aussie CAD and I'm gonna do the New Zealand CAD. So I'm looking at both of them because I like to look at both of these Canadian pairs as I'm trading both of them. And Aussie CAD, I was assuming that we're gonna get more of a bullish run here. Looking at my chart here, I'm seeing this correction move, which kind of corrected back into this area of value right here where I expected price to kind of bounce off. And I'm expecting price to make a push to supply. So I thought we got this nice retest here, this correction move. And now we're kind of moving out of this correction move. Price is trying to break this trend line. Obviously, we just got some a little push to the downside here or dip. But it's
Oh, so he's challenging my analysis. You son
no, I
of
see
a
you kind of
mother.
retesting this. So I was assuming that we're getting more of a push in these Canadian pairs. So you're looking at the New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD's a little different because I see that we're kind of close to our resistance here. As you can see, we're in this channel, and we're kind of touching this resistance of this trend line. So New Zealand CAD doesn't show me too much promising to the upside, but we are in a little range bound here, as you can see. Supporting resistance, and price is now testing close to resistance here. We have about 23 pips to the downside. Uh, so I think we could see price break this resistance right here and grab some liquidity up top of this trend line. So I think we can see some push, but on the New Zealand CAD, since we're pretty tight to resistance and we got some room to support, I'd rather sell here, and price does push for some liquidity. We're just dollar cost average, and we expect price to continue to move back down on the New Zealand CAD. So I'm going to be safe and stick here with the sell as well in the New Zealand CAD.
Selling a New Zealand CAD. I like this. I like it. You see, this is how we roll, right? We say enough information that buys everyone in there, and then if everyone does what we do, then we're all going to make money because we're going to drive and push the market in a direction. I mean, if Reddit can do it in the stock market and manipulate the price in GameStop stock, then we could do that on the Aussie CAD and the New Zealand CAD. We just need a lot of buyers in a direction or sellers in a direction. All right, no, I'm just kidding. All right, we're not going to be able to do that. Not the amount of people we have. The market's too big for that. But listen, yeah, all right. Let's go take a look at and by the way, I will take a look at the CAD Swiss. Just get a quick review on the CAD Swiss once we've got the last trade. So let me go ahead and take a look at the next trade. And
that's the only pair available.
Oh, is it? Oh, we've covered everything already?
Yeah. You went in the euro, US dollar. I did the US dollar CAD. You did the Aussie CAD. I did the New Zealand CAD.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was quick. All right, so let's go. It looks like I've got a couple of more minutes to cover. I can cover the CAD Swiss right here. Let's go talk about the CAD Swiss. And we're currently holding longs in the CAD Swiss from last week as well. Plus, of course, I'm holding plenty longs on the CAD Swiss. And the CAD Swiss has been a thorn in the side. So let's talk about the CAD Swiss. All right, a couple of things here that we need to talk about the CAD Swiss is. Let's talk about, firstly, the overall picture of the CAD Swiss. What is the big deal with the CAD Swiss? Well, firstly, let's go back a few years, back in 2015. We had the Swiss unpeg against the euro back in 2015, and the market tanked. In fact, there was a lot of brokers that lost a lot of money. In fact, a lot of brokers liquidated business, and it just cleaned up the market. There's a lot of people who lost a lot of money when we had the Swiss unpeg. And this is the thing. When that happened, we saw a big move on the Euro Swiss. We saw a big move on the CAD Swiss, all Swiss crosses. And that move on this pair is, you see these purple lines right here? If I go ahead and move all the way back, I'll show you where that comes from. It comes from the 2015 dump. And here it is right here. You can see that this first line was the low, then rallied, then we dipped back down here, tested again, and created another low. So these two levels are those levels of that support that the market bounced off. Not twice, but 3 times right here. And we're here now for the 4th time. But this is where we're at right now. Take a look over here. Here's the purple lines. What is the low? The prices of the lows. The price of the low is 68.01 and 68.77. Traders, those levels are extremely important because when we are trading long on the CAD Swiss, we struggled right here to break above that. Now the question here is, are we going to go back up to retest that level, or are we going to just go south? My thing is that those levels are significant, and I don't believe that the market's ready to break south. I think that we're heading into an upward move because I'm seeing a couple of things that have confirmed that. Because some of you might say, well, Big Dog, I think it's going to go south. Well, yeah, you can have your own opinion about what you think it is. I'm just going to share what I think about it. And at the end of the day, the market will make that decision as who's right or wrong. All right. But this is the way I see it, and take it with, take it as just sort of another way of looking at the market if you haven't looked at it this way already. So I'm looking at the downside move, and I'm seeing that we created a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're down here to the 1.27, and we hit 5. We also seen this long-term trend line right here also test as a support level. I'm seeing the market in an oversold condition. We've also seen the market creating a bull crown, and we're now down here just slightly deeper than the right tip. We're seeing that. And so therefore, traders, I'm expecting that price is going to move back up again because the wave 4, and by the way, anytime the market creates a wave structure, the market, when it completes a 5th wave, the market chases after the 4th wave high. And so therefore, with this crown pattern setting up over here, I'm going to anticipate price to go back up again, retest that very significant level, and go to the next level, which is going to be that 68.77, which was, by the way, the 2015 low that was formed on the day of the flash crash, or at least the unpeg, and we could even push up a little higher just to clean up that fourth wave target that I'm anticipating at around about 69.69. And so I do believe that the CAD Swiss will go ahead and find a support and start moving back up north. If we go down to our lower time frames and we get some information on lower time frames, I want to be clear, traders. I want to be absolutely clear. The structure that we had over here is done. All right. We're not looking at an internal structure anymore. We're now cleaning up house and we're now looking at this as a larger structure. And the larger structure would be setting up right here. And I'm going to go all the way from the low down here to the high up here. And I'm going to call that a fifth wave, a failed fifth wave. And the reason why it's a failed fifth wave in the structure going up is because that level at 6,800 was so key from the flash crash, or at least the unpegged lows that we saw back in 2015. And so this is why we're seeing this happening right here. So I'm not going to be extremely bullish on the CAD with regards to some long-term setups until... And by the way, I'm in on the CAD Swiss with a few of my trading accounts, and I am looking for 68.77. In fact, I'm looking at 69. But I'm going to look at the 1 hour time frame, and I'm going to wait and see if we can get back above the 200 EMA. Once we get back above the 200 EMA, traders, I believe that we're going to see another upward trend that's going to take us to the levels I just mentioned over the next few weeks, months to come. So it's going to be exciting to see how things play out. What we got to look for is, of course, weakness out in the Canadian dollar. We got to look for some strength out in the dollar. And we know that September, I think it's the 27th of September, that's the next time that the Swiss National Bank come together to make a decision in the rates. Their inflation isn't very high. I think they're 3.1 or 3.2% in inflation. So the inflation is not so high. There's no reason for them to want to raise interest rates. All right. And if they do, the market doesn't really digest that as a positive setup. And so I don't think that we're going to see some strength unless the dollar falls more. I don't think we're going to see some strength in the Swiss, and the Swiss will lose ground. And if you look at all the Swiss crosses, Euro Swiss, Aussie Swiss, Canadian Swiss, they're all setting up with some sort of support, anticipating rally against the Swiss, which means I'm expecting Swiss to continue to weaken. Now, traders, that pretty much wraps up the session for today. Cameron, unless you've got something super cool to go ahead and share with everyone, we can go ahead and wrap it up and say our goodbyes. And got anything to say?
No, not much. I know we're holding the Aussie CAD, New Zealand CAD, and we're close to break even here. So for the VIP members, I'm just keeping an eye on this. And like I said, I'm expecting this liquidity push. As I'm looking at the Aussie CAD, it's starting to push a little bit here. Same with the New Zealand CAD, it's trying to push past that resistance. So I think we're going to see some liquidity grab here as it breaks some of this resistance here. So I'm only still targeting 20 net pips. I haven't changed that, so I'm just trying to get out of this trade once it hits that 20 net pips.
Perfect. All right, traders. Well, good luck with your trading. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you back again next week. Don't forget, traders, that come first of the month of August, we're going to be giving out some bonuses here in the trading show. So make sure you guys go ahead and smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, share the video with other people, get them into this. We're going to go ahead and share some great bonuses with other students and ways for you to be able to get some of our trade ideas absolutely free for a month. We're going to go ahead and share those details with you starting the first of the month next month. So with that being said, this is the FxBigDog and Cameron saying cheerio, and we'll see you next week.